Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you guys, my fellow human beings. This is Domas. Welcome back to my channel. The apparently schizotypal channel, apparently Carl Jung's channel, apparently soul channel, where we discover our soul, where we discover our subconsciousness, where I talk about what I'm going through, and maybe you guys can relate to it in some way or another. A friend of mine who was definitely telling me that I'm not schizotypal, sent me a video today of one of those videos where a person is interviewing another person who has a disorder, and it's one of the old videos. Like, you can see it's an older video, and the person really shows a lot of the traits that I had talked about in the previous videos, like magical thinking. Like, he feels that there's a person in the room with him that has recently passed away, or that there's some spirit with him, and he's so immersed in what he's thinking that, you know, he doesn't see that he doesn't see that there's any problem. But one thing what made me realize that after all I am schizotypal was his last sentence, where he was saying that he's working in a library and that his boss is somehow, he suspects that his boss knows that he's reading some book, and they have to, the library has to fit like the international standards or whatever, and because of that, he suspects that the manager of the library knows that he's reading a certain type of book. And he says, well, if that's the case, if that's why he's saying that, then I'll quit. And thinking about my own case and the amount of jobs that I've quit in recent couple months has increased, and that was one thing that I was like, yeah, I do that, where I find a reason to quit and I feel entitled. I feel like I shouldn't work at such and such place because the manager doesn't understand where I'm coming from, because I have certain standards, and they don't get me, or there's something wrong with the job, and I will quit. So one person said that schizotypal is exactly like schizophrenia. Looking at that video, it didn't seem like there was a big difference between schizophrenia and schizotypal, but there was a difference because the person wasn't seeing any. He was disillusioned, but he wasn't seeing hallucinations. He was like asked if he sees things that other people don't see, and he was saying no, and he was like quite surprised by that question. But he also was not going to any meetings, like any psychological, like any psychotherapy or anything. So I guess when you start going to therapy, you start to kind of understand yourself a little bit better, and it seemed like he was totally lost in his own world, and he was definitely a good reflection of all the traits that I talked about in the previous videos about Carl Jung. I'm still reading the Red Book, and yesterday the chapter that I read about the liver, Carl Jung having found in his vision, he found a girl's body completely smashed skull, like dead body, and beside that dead body was like a figure. Don't know if it was a dark figure or not, but the figure said, "Go and eat the liver of the child." And he resisted it. No, he said to cut out the liver of the child. He resisted it. Eventually he cut out the liver, and then he said, "Now cut a piece of it and eat it." And eventually he did that. But then the figure turned into a beautiful woman, I think, and she said, "Now I am your soul. Now you see me, I am your soul." So I tried to do some active imagination this morning, but it wasn't so active. Yeah, I think I need like bad weather or something so I wouldn't have the need or the want to go outside to experience the weather. But there was some messages, but not clear. But I don't know. I've started writing a bit more about my own memories, like my own life. Life in London, people I've met, relationships I've had. Mostly, to be honest, has been about relationships. I'm not trying, but I'm somehow fixed on remembering all the people that I've been with and sort of starting to see the pattern, because to be honest with you, there's been a lot of people, and I've always looked for that one person, and I don't know whether, as a STPD person, I can be with one person, and maybe that's why it's been so difficult to find that one person, because maybe I'm not supposed to be with one person. Maybe I'm not supposed to be with anybody. Like, maybe I'm just hurting people, because I don't know, hurting people or get hurt myself. So it's been a good reflective period, like writing out things, expanding on memories, reading through them, seeing how I don't even want to expand on some things, some memories, some relationships, but because I'm writing it mainly for myself, it's quite a cathartic experience. Like, it's not like journaling, it's more like telling a story that actually happened. I don't know why I don't want to mix in fiction, even though there's probably fiction in there, because memories, they tend to be written, not like created necessarily. They tend to be, written, not remembered necessarily. They tend to be like that. So that's that. I guess that's it for today. The mind is a bit jumbled today. Gotta go back to work tomorrow. Had my 3 days off, and this is the third one. I'm thinking of going on a little trip to the capital, but I'll see if I will do that or not. Really proud of you. Keep doing the work that you're doing, because it's important. And don't let your guard down. Don't let other people affect how you're feeling inside. Just be you. Just do you. And apologies if this message is a bit unclear today, but there's some stuff boiling down or within myself. One of the listeners, Villas, suggested for me to try a different medication, Zoloft, and that kind of stuck with me in my head right now. I'm kind of wanting to perhaps try it, because the thoughts are quite intrusive, it's true. But we'll see. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoy yourselves. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Love you guys. And peace.